Dear students, welcome back to the online English class grade 9. Now we are discussing the lesson in the kingdom of fools. Let's recap the important points. Once there was a kingdom ruled by a foolish king and a foolish minister. They changed day into night and night into day. Everyone was asleep during the daytime and all the work was done during night only. The king and the minister were delighted at the success of their project. One day a guru and his disciple visited the kingdom. They are surprised to find the whole kingdom asleep during the day. And in the kingdom of fools, everything was available at one tuttu. This is what we discussed in the last part. We are going to discuss the remaining part of the story in this video. Listen carefully. They cooked and ate their food. When they had cooked and eaten, the Guru realized that this was a kingdom of fools and it wouldn't be a good idea for them to stay there. They cooked and ate their food. When the Guru and his disciple cooked and ate their food, then the Guru realized that this was a kingdom of fools and it wouldn't be a good idea for them to stay there. Guru understood that it was the kingdom of fools. It was the kingdom of fools. And it is not a good idea to stay there. They cannot stay there. It is dangerous. Guru thought that the place was unsafe for them. The place is not safe. This is no place for us. Let's go, he said to his disciple. So the Guru told the disciple that the place was not good for them. So he asked him to leave at once. This is no place for us. Let's go, he said to his disciple. Guru understood that it was the kingdom of fools and it is not safe to stay there. So he told his disciple to leave at once. He asked him to leave the city. The Guru told the disciple to leave the place, but the disciple didn't want to leave the place. Disciple was not ready to leave the place. The wise Guru told his disciple that the place was not good for them and he asked him to leave the place. But the disciple was not ready to leave. He didn't want to leave the place because everything was cheap here. Everything was cheap there. Disciple liked the food. All he wanted was cheap food. He liked the food he got. Moreover, it was very cheap. Then the Guru said, they are all fools. This won't last very long and you can't tell what they will do to you next. Guru tried to make his disciple understand the fact. He said, they are all fools. People are fools here. This won't last very long and you can't tell what they will do to you next. He told the disciple that they were fools. It was very dangerous. The kingdom would not last for a long time. This won't last very long. The kingdom would not last for a long time. And you can't tell what they will do to you next. They would harm you. You cannot tell what they will do to you in future. So better you leave the place. The disciple could not understand what Guru was trying to say. He wouldn't listen to Guru's wisdom. He was not ready to accept it. He wanted to stay in the kingdom of fools. He wanted to stay there. He didn't listen to his Guru's words. The Guru finally gave up and said, do what you want, I am going, and left. Guru tried to convince him, but he failed. Finally, the Guru gave up and said, do what you want, I am going. He left. Finally, the Guru left alone. He said to his disciple, do what you want, I am going. And Guru left the place. The disciple stayed on, ate his fill every day, bananas and ghee and rice and wheat, and grew fat like a street-side sacred bull. The disciple stayed back in the kingdom of fools. He ate a lot. He ate a lot of food, bananas, ghee, rice, wheat, etc. And he became fat like a street-side sacred bull. He became fat like a huge bull. He ate a lot of food and he became fat like a street-side sacred bull. So the disciple stayed in the kingdom of fools and Guru left the place. Then one day something happened in the kingdom. One bright day, a thief broke into a merchant's house. He had made a hole in the wall and sneaked in. As he was carrying out his loot, the wall of the old house collapsed on his head and killed him on the spot. One bright day, a thief entered a merchant's house. One bright day, not at night, one bright day, a thief broke into a rich merchant's house. He made a hole in the wall. He made a hole in the wall and entered the house. He was carrying out his loot. He was about to move out of the house. After looting all the things, he was about to move out of the house. Suddenly, the wall of the old house collapsed on his head and killed him on the spot. One bright day, a thief entered into a merchant's house. He made a hole in the wall and entered the house. And when he was about to move out of the house, after looting the things, the wall broke and fell down on his head and he died on the spot. The thief died and his brother ran to the king and complained. What was the complaint? Your Highness, when my brother was pursuing his ancient trade, a wall fell on him and killed him. This merchant is to blame. He should have built a good, strong wall. You must punish the wrongdoer and compensate the family for this injustice. His brother had a complaint. The thief's brother had a complaint. He said to the king, Your Highness, my brother was doing his ancient trade. My brother was doing his ancient trade, robbing. And while he was working, the wall fell on his head and he died. My brother, an innocent thief, he was doing his ancient work. Suddenly a wall fell on him and killed him. This merchant is the culprit. This merchant, the owner of the house, he made a weak wall. He should have built a good, strong wall, but he made a weak wall. He is the culprit. So, my dear Lord, you must punish this wrongdoer. He should be punished and our family should get compensation. My Lord, you must punish this merchant and compensate the family for this injustice. The thief's brother said. The king said, Justice will be done, don't worry. And at once summoned the owner of the house. He said that justice would be done, don't worry. And he summoned the owner of the house. He called the merchant to the court. Merchant arrived, the king questioned him. When the merchant arrived, the king questioned him. What is your name? Such and such, your highness. Were you at home when the dead man burgled your house? Yes, my lord. He broke in and the wall was weak. It fell on him. The merchant arrived. The king asked his name. What is your name? Then the merchant replied, Such and such, my lord. My lord, I am such and such. Then the king asked him whether he was at home when the dead man, the thief, was burgling his house. Were you at home when the dead man burgled your house? When the dead man looted your house, were you at home? Yes, my lord. Merchant replied that he was at home only. Yes, my lord. He broke in and the wall was weak. It fell on him. The thief made a hole in the wall and entered his house. When he was trying to go out, the wall fell down on him because it was weak. Yes, my lord. He broke in and the wall was weak. It fell on him. The accused pleads guilty. Your wall killed this man's brother. You have murdered a man. We have to punish you. The king told the merchant that he was guilty. He did wrong. You made a weak wall. Due to his weak wall, the thief died. It is because of you the thief died. You have murdered a man. so we have to punish you. Now you would be punished. The king said, Lord, said helpless merchant, I didn't put up the wall. It is really the fault of the man who built the wall. He didn't build it right. You should punish him. The helpless merchant requested. He said, it was not my fault, my lord. I didn't construct the wall. The wall was weak because the person who made the wall did not construct it properly. It is not my fault. It is the fault of the person who made the wall. It is really the fault of the man who built the wall, not me. He didn't construct it properly. You should punish him. You should punish the person who constructed the wall, not me. I am helpless. I didn't put up the wall. It is really the fault of the man who built the wall. He didn't build it right. You should punish him. Who is that? Asked the king. The king asked, who is that? Who is the man who constructed the wall? My lord, this wall was built in my father's time. I know the man. He is an old man now. He lives nearby. The merchant added that the wall was made during his father's time. The wall was made during his father's time, and the person who built the wall is very old now. He is an old man now. I know the man. I know the man. He lives nearby. The merchant knew him and he lived nearby. My lord, this wall was built in my father's time. I know the man. He is an old man now. He lives nearby. The king sent out messengers to bring in the bricklayer who had built the wall. They brought him tied hand and foot. It is the fault of the bricklayer. The king believed it. He sent his messengers to call the bricklayer who built the wall. The king sent out messengers to bring in the bricklayer who had built the wall. The messengers went out and they brought him tied hand and foot. They tied his hands and feet and brought him in the king's palace. The messengers brought the bricklayer to the king's palace. They tied his hands and feet and brought him in the king's palace. Dear students, today we are concluding here. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Complete the given homework and send it in the group. If you have any doubt, you can clarify it with me. Thank you for listening. Thank you very much.